Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 2 vs 2 on Grodno. Apparently, it's time for the Eastern Front modcast of the week. Interesting enough, there's actually been fewer and fewer replays to actually choose from. There's apparently a tournament running, but apparently there's also a lot of people not actually appearing for their games. So that's actually making it a bit tricky. For me, that is. Nonetheless, found this one and figured it was interesting, but also note again, due to the sort of lower amount of replays overall available, there's also a lot less, in terms of, variety. So keep that in mind. Nonetheless, we are going to be seeing SublimeSimuz and SBIKeule again fighting for the Axis, Wehrmacht and Panzer Elite. Fighting combined for the, I don't know, let's just say 11th Panzer Division. Opposing them shall be Kleinburger and ComradeCranial. Both fighting for the Soviets. No surprise there, engineering moving about. Further details, by the way, some details coming out from packs from a fellow who actually went there and tried it, which actually had some pretty interesting details. T-34s and such will apparently be very fast, and they can ram other tanks. Yes, indeed, you heard it correctly. The T-34 in Company Division 2 can ram other tanks. Also, coaxial machine guns and the main guns are much more lethal against infantry now, so that's definitely also quite interesting. Command squad out there. Probably going to see some conscripts also as well. Yes, indeed. Probably the same thing from Kleinburger. Now we go Kleinburgering his way, whereas the Wehrmacht is rather pushing on heavily towards the center, perhaps hoping to set up some defensive positions before the Soviets rush in. Panzer Grenadier, we're also seeing a logistic company up. Could be seeing some scout cars. Other details are that conscripts have access to AT grenades, so does the engineering, and the Soviet engineers are actually in stronger combat troops than the conscripts, but they're probably also more expensive than I imagine. But of course they also have flamethrowers which actually have longer range, but it also makes them a lot more susceptible to get killed. Lots of details there apparently. Guards are in as a doctrinal unit. They have cloaks to protect themselves against the cold. And they can get a dual LMG upgrade or some anti-tank rifles. And can't remember right much about that now. Otherwise, Panzer's moving in, barbed wire going up, Soviet forces charging in from the west and the east, and there's not a lot from the Wehrmacht. Volksgrenadiers moving in, scout car on the way. There's some more Panzer Grenadiers, might have been better, and the Pioneers should not be laying down wire on the fire. Panzer Grenadiers on the wrong side of the cover. Scout car moving in, LMG firing away on the command squad. Volksgrenadier moving up, Panzer Grenadiers need to pull back. There we go, they might in fact just consider retreating. Down to 2 men, which rather makes them a lot more susceptible to getting just killed off completely. Rückzug! Get the hell out of there. Press T to retreat. And much too late right there again. Panzer guns can much quicker go down if you're not careful, and that's clearly what happened right there to SublimeSimuz. And the Volksgrenadiers of Keule are now getting surrounding themselves, and they might also want to consider retreating, getting the devil out of there. Pull out. And he makes the exact same mistake, which is not good at all, definitely not encouraging. We're seeing scout cars moving in, definitely not looking like a good start for the Axis. So it's just keep on charging in. Command squad suffering a bit. Pioneers being run off, could in fact be suffering an additional loss right there. Come on, Keule, retreat, your Volksgrenadiers. There we go, finally retreating in time. And they actually got the Soviet command squad, and that's a huge blow to ComradeCranial. Losing his command squad right there. Additional Panzer Grenadier moving in, opening up with vengeance on the Soviets. Scout cars running with a lot of fire defense veterans on this one. But the Soviets are certainly taking up that victory point right there in the center, at least trying to. And the Germans have been forced back for now. Also, the Maximus heavy machine gun is in. It has a much smaller arc than in Company 1 MGs, but it can also turn about faster and set up faster. There's something there to sort of make it different. Again, also a fun little detail. But yeah, tanks are a lot more interesting. The Germans have the Pak 40 now, not the Pak 38, but the Pak 40. And tanks and anti-tank guns now have much longer range in Company Division 2 than in the ones. They can shoot much farther, from what I've read. So also some interesting details there. And again, this is just, you know, one preview of one version. I mean, there's probably more info. But also we've learned about a few more German units. Apparently they will be able to get the Panzerwerfer, the Brummbär, and the Elephant. Not sure why they decided to give that piece of crap to the Germans. The only ones that really liked it were Hitler and Ferdinand Porsche. The rest sort of thought it was sort of rubbish, which essentially it was. So not entirely sure why they have it in there. Panzergrenadiers, less keen on them having apparently being some MP40 troops. They were not like that actually. But let's see, things can change. I hope that changes, in fact. Panzergrenadiers, the scout car moving in. Another Wehrmacht assault Volksguns moving in. We are seeing a sniper. No point in cloaking him that far away from the front line. Command squad, though, being pushed away. Nice Panzergrenadier assault, but we are seeing conscripts flanking. And we are, of course, now already seeing Strelki out from Kleinburger. Kleinburger definitely not Klein-minded. At the same time, we are seeing lots of snipers or sharpshooters out from ComradeCranial. Bit of setting up right there to cover. More Strelki from Kleinburger getting suppressed, though. Lots of incendiary grenades, so they might want to retreat. Oh, another Panzer squad down. Veterans one for this conscript squad. Get it out of there. Get it out of there. Retreat ski or whatever. Just get out of there. Kettenkraut, in fact, there we go. No point in wasting veteran troops. And I also believe conscripts actually at Veterans 1 are cheaper to reinforce or something like that. No doctrine as of yet for ComradeCranial, but let's go have a look at Kleinburger, who sounds suspiciously German. Could he be a spy or a traitor? A fascist Hitlerite in disguise. Scout cars though managing to hold things a bit. MG might want to pull up. Volksguns moving in. Bunker going up a bit far away from the front lines. That's good though. Sniper never really got anywhere, although he managed 5 kills nonetheless. Soviet snipers on the way. Sharpshooters getting upgraded. Snipers, no Strelki for him it seems. Engineering doing, I don't know, hiding, hoping the commissar does not find them and execute them for cowardice. And a ton of Strelki here, a ton. Also an anti-tank on the way, probably already worrying about, you know, Panzer armored cars. Not a bad assumption. We are in fact seeing the Panzer command up for SublimeSimuz. Well, of course we'll find out how sublime he is. He's gone scorched earth, by the way. We can see he's laying down booby traps. So of course the question becomes, what doctrine will Keule be going? In return, blitzkrieg, terror or defense? Sniper sort of hanging about. Engineering actually moving a bit forwards. Another push by Mr. Kleinburger. No upgrades for his Strelki as of yet. No Molotovs either, it looks like. A bit of quiet. No additional buildings in the Wehrmacht base. Oh wait, there's a Kampfkraft center. No veterancy though for his troops. In fact, he does not have a lot of troops. Though he does have the medic bunker, that's something. And we are seeing actually the Soviets actually spreading up this assault a bit more, just hammering in 1 point better drop for the German Volksguns, by the way, but there we go. Streaming in from several sides, trying to sort of wrap around them. We are seeing an attempt at mining and wiring. This is good, but oh, mine hits the command squad. Strelki could quickly follow up though. Will the MG, nice placement by the MG, but that of course just requires the Soviets other force to move in from here, but it's not. Where are you, cranial fellow? Instead we are seeing the Soviets running straight in, but oh, nice, one force moving up on the flank. And if they have petrol bombs, they can dig out the fascists from the heavy cover. Apparently they do not, but they are still getting the MG sniper finding away. Scout camp trying to get a support fire. Soviet snipers moving in. Oh wait, no, that was I think an incendiary grenade from the Germans. The Hitlerites, there we go, MG down. Conscripts might want to consider getting out there. They are low on health and numbers. Soviet snipers so far not really doing much. Panzer Grenadiers with assault guns and assault rifles, not assault guns, and for some reason he's using a Panzer squad now. Then he has, by the way, increased squad sizes to recruit the MG. That rather ought to be the job of the Wehrmacht player, not the Panzer League, with this much more expensive to reinforce Panzer Grenadiers. Scout coming in, of course there's conscripts right next to it, so that might be a slight issue. At the same time we are seeing a tank haul up already for Kleinburger. Mines going down here for ComradeCranial. No attempt at really flanking up here on the western flank could be nice. Could also force the Axis to sort of draw away the forces from here to again now force be defending a much longer front right here rather than the much shorter right around here. I mean again, try to think about frontage. And again, that would rather work against the Panzer Elite and the Axis because then they've lost a lot more units. So again, forcing them to hold a much longer front would definitely be to the advantage of the Soviet attackers. But let us go look at the brave soldiers of the Reich. No longer fascist Hitlerites, but now fighting the vile Bolsheviks. Bit of this and that. Defensive up for Keule, so no offensive doctrine right there. Could bite them in their arse if they're not. What's an MG all the way back here? Come on, Keule, vorwärts! Zu der Front! And there we go, it looks like we might be seeing another attempt at sort of flanking up. That is good, that is good. In fact, if they were to hit here, that would be a huge blow to the Germans as he could then sneak in and do a lot of damage right around here, but no. Just takes the much shorter route and hits a mine. And of course also alerts the Germans to what's going on. Strelki now with red banners for ComradeCranial, taking fire from the armoured car. Hiccups, damn it. Soviet infantry streaming in from the side. Still no upgrades for Kleinburger, Strelki. Some troops are getting suppressed. Anti-tank gun ready. Got the armoured car. Excellent, excellent. Conscript pin. Get that MG. Move up with some grenades or something, I think. Volksguy's taking heavy losses, getting sniped. And there we go, streaming in. The Germans are pushed back. Although interesting to note, SublimeSimuz actually placed down roadblocks for cover, but also protection against Soviet armor. That's good. Assault Grenadiers just charging into it, but this could in fact be their end as they actually get caught up in it. And yes, indeed. No, Assault Grenadier actually makes it, surprisingly enough. Now the Soviets though need to quickly follow up, secure. Come on, follow up, move up, get some troops in there, get some mines, get some defences up, make it much harder for those Germans to retake. And of course for the Germans it's all about now quickly counter-attacking before the Soviets dig in too hard.
We are losing ground.
Ooh, snipers might be catching each other. No? Yes, no? We are seeing a Kampfkraft sent up though, mortars, packs, but no grenadiers. In fact, down to one infantry squad. Definitely not good for the Germans. And the German sniper does not reveal himself. That was a bit... There we go. Ooh, too late. In fact, he's now revealed himself. And there we go. Oh dear, cautious. And Keule is a bit too slow to react on the Soviet snipers there, I think. Yes, indeed. And ComradeCranial could have been pushing a bit hard on the western front. We are now seeing a tank, so it might be an idea to get that up to the front as quickly as possible. Throw back the Germans. Artillery barrage to protect. Flank here seems to have stalled. Another anti-tank gun up for the Soviets. This time ComradeCranial. And we are seeing some LMGs, but they're on the wrong side of the cover. No engineering has been up to cut the barbed wire. That's a bit of a mistake. Some upgrade, I think that makes them tougher. Not entirely sure what this is. Assault Grenadiers though, yeah, they got close enough. And the Strelki did not make it. They do drop a DP-828 light machine gun. Conscript trying a bit of support, but again, had only that barbed wire been cleared up by some engineering. And where was that tank? It did nothing. Come on, coordination, cooperation, and some sort of tactics and strategy. More Strelki moving in. More conscripts, command squads. And there we go, more assault grenadiers coming under fire from the light machine gun troops, who instead retreat. Not fancying the Sturmgewehr. Panzer Elite machine gun moving up, assault rifle, sniper, Strelki moving up in the flank, still no upgrades from them from Kleinburger. Mortar rounds falling, doing a bit of damage there. Anti-tank gun up, tank moving in, excellent. T-34. Pack though opens up. MG42 cleared out. Ooh, and pack shot bounces off. Now they just need to flank up, do some damage here and secure that MG42 away from the fascists. Of course, the Germans need to retake it. Schnell, and get those Volksgrenadiers up if you'd be so kind. There we go, recruiting it. Now they just need to retreat it. There we go. Also the Red Banner Strelki. No, he's not, in fact. Oh, going in after the sniper. Excellent, excellent. Kill him. Kill the sniper. No. Apparently not. Instead going after the mortar. Again, stand still. No. Oh, lost the sniper right there. Grenadier squad, though, out. If only they had a mortar to clear out that MG and that pack, the T-34 could advance. Grenade against us. Oh my goodness! Just took out so many conscripts. And a conscript squad went down, in fact, completely. Grenadiers are suffering a bit. Of course, they can reinforce here from the medic bunker. Artillery gets called in. Command squad needs to get out of there. And lots of mortar rounds, doing very little. Would actually better to perhaps, call it in right there. Just an idea. Small progress here in the western flank. Still no attempt at clearing out that barbed wire to make it easier to hold this area. Bit of a shame. ComradeCranial's 2 snipers are still there, and looks like we have some artillery up for Kleinburger. Panzer Grenadiers with their Sturmgewehr moving in. Assault Grenadiers also moving in. Quite the Sturm force. In fact, let's go look at SublimeSimuz and the 11th Panzer Division, small Panzer Grenadier arm. Pack though around the T-34. T-34 needs to pull back. There we go. Right. Oh! Marder 3 tank hunter has arrived. Artillery blasting up the ground. And the anti-tank gun is actually digging in. Interesting. Seems a bit, though, too far away from the front line. But there we go. Nice hit on the Marder 3. Artillery also blasting up a bit. And looks like a CIS gun got secured by some assault grenadiers. Less assault grenadiers now, though. T-34 being repaired. That's nice. Still no upgrades for the infantry. There's Strelki. And we're seeing another artillery fire base up. The Soviets are clearly unleashing the god of war upon those fascists. In the meanwhile, the Germans are sort of milling about. Engineers are moving about slightly slowly. Keule moving forwards with some infantry, with some upgrades as well. Sector artillery up for SublimeSimuz, which is definitely going to make it harder for the Soviets to advance, since the artillery can essentially just provide spare fire to block off an entire sector. And a Panzer squad went down to the 2 snipers. Of course, be careful with the sector artillery. 4/6. Careful, Ski. A bit quiet. I think ComradeCranial's defensive position right here is a bit too far away. They need to be a bit more aggressive within the range of this victory point, I think. Just a suggestion anyways. Snipers firing away at the Kenkrad. Another push up here, excellent. Now again, I think they should be trying a sort of more broader flank rather than just, here, which is a bit shorter, but again, take the longer path and try to hit them over more to the rear where they're probably less likely to expect it. Take a much secure but also longer route. At least that would be my suggestion. Rather than, just, trying to hit slightly on the front, close to the front line. Assault rifle grenadiers are quickly reacting. ComradeCranial is not able to push up any pressure on the flank, which is not really working out either.
We are losing ground.
Booby traps going off here. And the engineering squad was killed because someone wasn't paying attention, which can happen. Artillery getting the pack though. Oh, heavy losses to the Germans. Marder 3 also taking hit. We are seeing a flag up, but that crew is also dead.
Just say the word.
Germans, Soviets are themselves suffering to artillery as they try to push forwards. Volksgren's getting sniped. Well, it seems to have sort of bogged down a bit. Volksgren has hit a mine, getting sniped again. MG going up. The assault gun is getting shot up. Might be too close enough to get off, and no! But more assault grenades are moving in. The MG4. Oh dear, the snipers are cut off. The snipers. Oh no! ComradeCranial again. Yeah, not enough infantry. One sniper went down. The MG might make it out there, but the anti-tank guns are gone. He's just lost 2 of them. He might actually be losing that MG as well. Where was his infantry? He barely had any. He needs more infantry, generally, I would say. Let's go look. Does he have a doctrine up yet? ComradeCranial? Yes, in fact, he could have called in some naval infantry, which might have helped a bit. At least that would be the theory. Instead, the Axis now have pushed on. In fact, having weathered the Soviet assault, they now take the chance to counterattack. Although Kleinburger's now moving in with the force, but again, I mean, there's rather a bit of a problem here again. Kleinburger's weathering now more of the pressure, and thus he's also getting grinded down a lot more with his infantry, which again is not going to mean he's going to be able to keep up much longer. That's something to remember. Both players have to provide an equal pressure in terms of infantry, otherwise one is going to be much quicker ground down and become a lot less useful in the longer run. But equipping them with the SVT-40 rifle. Fun fact, it was actually originally meant like sort of an assault rifle, what was called a battle rifle. There was just one slight little problem. The gun was too powerful. More specifically, it was so powerful that the recoil would break the assault rifle or battle rifle, whatever it's called, the AVT-36. So instead, they basically just turned it into a semi-automatic rifle, and there you go. You have the SVT-40. Fun little fact. Grenadiers moving up on the flank with the Panzer, might be trying to knock something out there. Good, good. Soviets moving up forwards. Not a lot necessarily to halt them, actually, though. Germans have suffered a bit. Booby traps going off. Flak. Sneeze. Grenadiers going to get caught by those nasty Soviets. Actually, the victory point there has been secured. Mortar rounds falling down. The Soviet assault is definitely not going well. The 11th Panzer Division are doing quite a nice job so far. More artillery, mortar rounds landing on the command squad. They need to consider getting out of there. ComradeCranial for the motherland. Oh no, actually that's a red tide. Doesn't have enough munitions for it though. Volkskriegs moving out though, taking fire from the submachine guns. Conscripts though moving in from Kleinburger. Command squad. Volkskriegs squad in fact could be going down. Strelki forced away, sniper run off. Again, nothing to hold the line here further. Guards, shock guards now arriving for Kleinburger as well. And Soviet counter-artillery fire, but not entirely sure if it's hitting anything. So much artillery. Mortar rounds, howitzer rounds, all sorts of rounds. Medics getting gunned down in cold blood. Pulling up behind the roadblock. Not that there's really much of a road to block. Another shot got squad complete. Equipping them with submachine guns. These guards are definitely not getting very far. Another T-34 rolls in. Not getting too much of it, only 2 kills so far. Again, no real attempt sort of really, flanking hard. Instead, they are constantly trying to sort of pressure down just that one very thin front line, which again is only working to the advantage of the Soviets. Try to hit them where they can't be. That's essentially how they won on the Eastern Front. They used their numbers to try and, spread out the Germans so thinly, and then they found the weakest point and hit there. Currently, the Soviets doing the exact, or these two Soviet players are doing the exact opposite of that. They're allowing the Germans to concentrate all their forces in one spot, and then they keep hammering at it, which is not necessarily what works. And we are finally seeing a bit of an attempt to flank out. About damn time too. That is the way you defeat the fascists. Not by fighting to the fascist strengths. Marder 3 almost ready. Another bunker going up. Might be an MD actually to cover the flank. Mortar rounds. Oh, getting 2 of the command squad troops. And again, just note how exposed this is. I mean, just one push here excellently could do a lot of damage. Could have done, in fact, early on. The same here, but it's just not happening. Which is a huge shame, I think. Pioneers getting discovered with our mines to protect against the push anyways. Assault rifle grenades moving in, forcing away the shock guards. Artillery flying through there. I suspect we might be seeing some artillery from somewhere. No? And there we go, the shock guards were forced away by assault grenadiers. Another guard squad moving up. More artillery going off left and right. More oh dear, so much. Red Banner Strelky suffering to the grenades. Although looks like Kleinburger has finally got his own Red Banner Strelky. About time as well. Sniper moving up. 16 kills. Dreadful action. Grenades going off. Not doing much there. And these Red Banner Strelky needs to run away. Decide to serve the motherland in a slightly more living manner. No, instead they hand over 2 light machine guns to the fascists. And that's definitely going to help Fritz. In the meanwhile, though, making some progress in the east. Sort of. Boob track goes off. And some further losses to the Soviets over there as well, it seems like. ComradeCranial not really succeeding much, I fear, but let's go look at Kleinburger, who definitely has the much more intact infantry force overall, and he's gone for the breakthrough doctrine. Might be trying for the IS-3 or some other piece of heavy armor. Though he definitely should consider getting more than 1 T-34. I mean, there were rather more things to be used in numbers, not just one at a time. In particular, that way they can also much more easily overwhelm the Pak-38 instead of just being knocked out singularly by them. But I think 2 players might want to try and coordinate an assault, so they can rather make a more consolidated push against the Germans. Perhaps spread them out, then make the push with artillery, heavy armor, and what not. That would at least be my suggestion. Might actually work. Flak recruit, lots of grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers, Panzer Sturmgewehr. Whoops, headset keeps slipping off. And some Volksgrenadiers here going up against Veteran 2 conscripts. Shock guards moving in to try and deal with those pesky People's Grenadiers. Submachine guns and rifles firing at each other, and there we go, grenade from the guards. No, the Volksgrenadiers retreat. Just as a Red Banner Strelky. Oh, that was close to blowing up their own men. Bit reckless there by Kleinburger. And more artillery on that flak. Small moon up there. Shock guards with light machine guns and assault rifles. No, submachine guns actually. On the Panzer Grenadiers. Sniper and perhaps more shock guards arriving. Lots of light machine guns for those chaps, that's good. And the heavy machine gun equipped held by Panzers behind a roadblock. You shall not pass! Not without paying the toll. But what about if they drive about us, Helmut? Shut up, Fritz. Anyways, throwing grenades just randomly, it seems like. Pushing. Oh! Sector artillery gets the command squad quite viciously. But they managed to push up here with the big grenades against the Grenadiers. No, the Grenadiers are grenading the Red Banner Strelky. Come on, Kleinburger, kill the fascists. And yes, nice progress up here, although actually suffering heavily with the guards. They need to retreat. Not enough to push up there by CranialBurger. Not CranialBurger, ComradeCranial. My goodness, I keep messing up the names in a slightly embarrassing manner. Ooh, grenade does a nasty amount of damage there. Germans push on. ComradeCranial's assault seems to have rather tragically stalled. Tons of manpower being floated right there by Kleinburger, but his infantry is largely intact, in terms of squads at least. Grenade, oh, mine goes off, the anti-tank gun is gone. More artillery. The Marder actually managing 4 infantry kills. And there we go, the ISU 152. A rather heavy assault gun, or more specifically artillery piece. Not so much meant to destroy tanks, although due to the sheer size of the high explosive shell, it could actually do so. That was not really its primary purpose. It was basically just meant to blow up the most heaviest of fortifications. And in fact, minor tanks could just blow off the turret clean. So yeah, fun little facts there. But of course they need then to sort of really properly support it with as many units as they can. Do all for coordinated assault. IS-2's arriving for ComradeCranial. That might do the trick. Katyusha as well. He needs more infantry though. And again, he needs to sort of push off the attack here. We're seeing Panzer Force from SBIKeule. Let us see. How will this assault work? Calliope softening up things a bit. Not really killing a lot though. Sniper hiding right behind here to provide reconnaissance and of course early advance warning. Grenadier squad could be going down. No. Wait, never mind. Sniper got him. That's from C3 sniper. Not entirely sure what Soviets get there as an advantage. And of course the sniper sort of rather, you know, again, nicely hints out where is the attack going to come from. And we are seeing Nebelwerfers firing then, of course, at the response point. Sort of try and sort of, you know, hand up and break up the assault mines. Barbed wire again. Nice use of barbed wire, by the way. Rather makes it much harder for the opponent to move about, and that's rather what's happening. Booby traps. Oh dear, they're already messing up the assault a bit. So due to proper intelligence right here, the Germans are already messing up the Soviet assault. Of course now the Soviet artillery roars. Red Banners, no, command squad moving in. Artillery though not really managing to hit much. Getting one grenadier. Command squad, Panzer is actually suffering a bit now. More Nebelwerfer fire. 2 Nebelwerfers, that is nice. Good job, Keule. Gutes job, mein Herr. Gutes Arbeit, actually. And also nice move there with the sniper, by the way, again. Not really what you usually expect to see a sniper, but again, nice move. Although again in Commandeers 2 you can't do this, because you can't see shit. Grenadier sneaking up here, could be using the house as well. But again, nice job there installing the Soviet assault completely. That is how you want to do it. We are seeing additional Katyushas now arriving for ComradeCranial. But again, he needs infantry and he needs to push up here on the flank. Again, they need to try and spread them out. Oh dear, IS-2 moving in without support. Looks like he will try to knock out the flak, but I'm not entirely sure that will work. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Slight mistake here, it has changed priorities. This is not good again. Should have had infantry support. And the IS-2 is lost. T-34 charges in. Pack exposing itself, but it's going to get flanked. That's good. Nebelwerfers, in fact, are also exposed. Oh, Marder got it though. ISU 152 moving in. Not sure why they're sending in without all the other forces, but again, that rather comes down to the fact that the assault was rather initially already harassed and stalled. Red's banner still keep providing support, but we are seeing artillery from a Hummel, self-propelled artillery piece, and oh dear, there's also sector artillery. ISU needs to consider getting out of there. And in fact, very far out of there. Marder 3 out of control. Grenadier squad reformed, 3 kills and 1 armor kill. ISU fires and kills 1 guy. Might want to consider getting out of there, not really doing much. Hitting the ground, and again there's not much infantry support. The Germans are outflanking it. It's an assault gun, it needs to work with infantry. Not work on its own. Oh dear, the sniper might have made a mistake. He moved out too far. And he got discovered and promptly ignored. One lucky sniper. And now they decide to run back just as the IS-2 is most desperately in their need of assistance. Looks like they might get the sniper, but they will lose the IS... Oh yes, right in front of the pack. There we go, one lucky pack gunner. Now let's go have a look at Simuz. He's actually a bit low on things. He's actually suffered quite a bit, but he's holding on nonetheless. He seems to abound in fact about being the same state as ComradeCranial. Got some support units, other bits, but not a lot of other things. Whereas Kleinburger, just like Keule, has most of the infantry, but is also lacking a bit in other things. But in that sense, Keule is a bit better off with more Nebelwerfers. Shock guards charging in at the Grenadiers. Veterans 1, excellent, excellent. Grenadiers could in fact be going down. But there are more on the field. Grenades getting exchanged. Light machine guns getting dropped. Grenadiers suffering heavily. And some MP40 Volksgunners getting a bit of a nasty surprise as they suddenly found themselves facing off against 3 conscripts. He's just trained a ton of them all of a sudden. No idea why. Seems a bit odd, to be honest. Not sure if he just stopped caring.
Go ahead, Commander. The enemy is seizing our territory.
Nebelwerfers once more howl at the Soviet armies as they advance. Command squad suffering, and the Panzer IV gets the job done. And again, the Nebelwerfers pretty much stall up the assault, although conscripts manage somehow to continue up the east. And there's not much to stop them actually. There's only a few Nebelwerfers and a scout car. More Katyusha fire, shattering Panzer Grenadier and Panzer IV alike. Red Banner, Strelki, guards and everything else moving up. Volksgrenadiers counter-attacking. Lots of cheap infantry on both sides all of a sudden. What's going on with the two players? Volksgrenadiers and conscripts out of blue. Grenades going off, killing several Volksgrenadiers. And the Strelki and the guards moving to deal with the Volksgrenadiers, where the conscripts just sort of line up with the scout car, sort of stuck in a little place going trying to desperately get out. The Nebelwerfers are getting cleared out. Finally moving up the flank, and just note how excellently they're doing. Oh, they need to finish off this one, but still. Grenade stops a bit there. They need to be a bit careful. Grenade the fascist in return. Panzer IV moving in, sending away the conscripts. They did not manage to get that scout car. Oh, so close. And they need to recapture that MG before the Germans get it. Oh dear, oh dear. Germans moving up here. Another IS-2 from ComradeCranial.
We are losing ground.
And Panthers arrive. The 11th Panzer Division pushing in its heaviest armor, it would seem. But I mean, it sounds rather interesting that Keule went for defensive, but he slightly only used it to reinforce at the bunker. Well, I suppose also the reconnaissance, of course, from the increased line of sight for the points, but I mean, he hasn't really used some of the more infamous abilities of it, which is actually quite interesting. Squads going down from both. In fact, down to 1 infantry squad for Simuz, but now he has 2 Panthers to help a bit. Anti-tankers are nowhere near close enough to actually help. IS-2 suffering heavily. And that IS-2 definitely needs to consider getting out of there. Lots of infantry hiding right here for Kleinburger. And the Soviet... Oh! Panther down! Panzer sind kaputt! That is nicht gut. Getting a bit risky, I think, with the IS-2, and kaboom! More Katyusha fire. I keep wanting to say Calliope. What's wrong with me? But we are seeing the guards moving in. Shock guards getting rather the shock of their lives as artillery blows them to bits. Smoke going down there. Interesting. Bold attempt. But not enough. Too much firepower being directed. Oh dear. I think that was the sector artillery getting their own Panzer Grenadiers. And the God of War unleashes hell. And the Panzers are caught in it. And more artillery. We are seeing a huge move by Kleinburger up on the western flank, but there's a lot less resistance. Panther's not really battle worthy. The Hummel is still there, but only one kill. Moving in there against the victory point. Other forces moving up on the flank. About time. Grenadiers desperately holding. They could secure some light machine guns. In fact, they haven't bothered at all with all these free light machine guns. I mean, come on, Germans. That's free guns. Grab it. And looks like ComradeCranial is rather slightly out of the fight. He has pretty much no infantry left, only one squad of engineering. Registered is really going in on the red banner strategy. They managed to secure the victory point, moving in there. Again, I am amazed that the Germans have not bothered with all those light machine guns at all. Could perhaps have won them a bit earlier. And he is getting hunted down, going for the victory point. More artillery. Medic bunker taking a direct hit. Mortar down. Medic bunker, in fact, down. And we are seeing a T-34-76 with tank riders on it. All three victory points are in Soviet hands now. Another IS-2 ready. And we actually now finally seeing some naval infantry out from ComradeCranial. About damn time. I think he could have used it quite nicely earlier on, and perhaps, had a better chance, I think. That's just me. One tank rider already dead, but there we go, rhyming. And oh no, he's calling in artillery on Kleinburger's man. Oh dear. Down to one tank guard right there already for Kleinburger. And Kleinburger has left, it seems like, having lost all the hope and hoping to desert to the Germans before the Soviet NKVD catches up with him, it seems. One cannot blame him, I suppose. And ComradeCranial sort of going, oh wait, that's great. No, wait, no, it's bad, it's bad. It's bad. So he's less pleased. Getting anti-tank rifles, again, like machine guns. Oh, sector artillery just evaporates the naval infantry. Oh dear. Well, this is looking a lot less great, and now it's just the AI. Should this count? Still a fun game nonetheless, although I would say at this stage you've pretty much lost no matter what. IS-2 rolling in. More Katyusha fire on the Grenadiers. Now finally equipping some light machine guns, but now getting blasted to bits by the Katyusha. Another flag up. Missing the IS-2 though. And again moving for the victory points on the flank. Lots of artillery. Panther moving in for the fatherland. And the engineering getting shot up. More Katyusha fire. Definitely not looking good for the Red Army. And I actually haven't said what sort of unit they were. Oh my goodness, that completely slipped. Just so much to think as of late, since my university is actually beginning for me again, so I'm actually a bit distracted, and I do apologize for that most sincerely, but I mean, Let's just say they are the 215th Rifle Division, yes indeed. Still, either way, they're dead. Not a lot of victory points left. Not a lot of anything left for the Soviets. And yeah, game over. Loss for the 215th Rifle Division. Again, I apologize for not naming them a lot sooner. Again, just that university just needs to sort of figure out the plans for how to handle this semester. Anyways, I mean, how did this game go? I mean, the Soviets had a rather strong start, really did a lot of damage, but then they sort of made the mistake. They did not use the fact that the Germans had lost a lot of units to take that to sort of try and spread them out too much. Instead, they somehow, for some reason, allowed them to just continue attacking one small point, which allowed the Germans to focus all of their defenses there. And that's the exact opposite of what you ought to do in that situation. They should have been moving up here. Up here, in fact, there were several times where they could have done that, attacked in towards here then, and then done a lot of damage, but it never happened. It never materialized. And that was really the major issue right there for the Soviets. I think also ComradeCranial could perhaps have done with some naval infantry, but otherwise, I mean, the main problem was rather one of strategy, how to attack, and they kept attacking the wrong place in the wrong way. So, rather straightforward actually there, but I do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane, saying cheers.